What's a story, amigos? This is Kino with some cool stories for today's story time.
Today, a musical counting book. Then a lion and a little bird become friends. And we meet a boy with a wild imagination.
Storytime is made possible by Bill Grant, Helen, and Peter Bain, so that families everywhere can share the joy of reading with their children.
What's the matter, Kino? Why are you so restless?
Lucy, I've got all these pictures in my head. It's a weird feeling.
Is it a good kind of weird or a bad kind of weird?
I don't know. I'm just antsy. I want to make something, but I just don't know what.
Very interesting. Would you like me to read you a story?
Well, I would, but I have to go home now. Tomorrow?
Of course.
Oh, great. See you tomorrow, Lucy.
Okay, bye, Kino. Have a good night.
I don't know what it is, Fuzzy. I have all these pictures in my head. I can't make sense of them. What was that, Fuzzy? It'll be better tomorrow? Yeah, I hope so. Lucy said she'd read me a story. I'll ask some of my buddies to come with me. Yeah. Good night to you too, Fuzzy. Good night. Wow, that was cool.
Hi, everybody. This is David, and he plays the clarinet in an orchestra.
Hi, David.
Hey.
Playing music is a wonderful way to exercise your creativity.
Exercise your whatity?
Use your creativity. That means using your mind and body to make things. Like singing, dancing, painting, making up stories. They're all ways of using your creativity.
I like music, so I'll read a book about music. It's called Zin, 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 a Violin by Lloyd Moss, illustrated by Marjorie Priceman. With mournful moan and silken tone, itself alone comes one trombone. Gliding, sliding, high notes go low. One trombone is playing solo. Next, a trumpet comes along and sings and stings its swinging song. It joins trombone, no more alone, and one and two-o, they're a duo. Fine French horn, its valves all oiled, bright and brassy, loops all coiled, golden yellow, joins its fellows. Two, now three-o. What a trio!
Trio.
Now, a mellow friend, the cello. Neck extended, bows a hello. End pin set upon the floor. It makes up a quartet. That's
Four. Yeah.
and soaring high and moving in with zin, 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 a violin. Stroking strings that come alive. Now, quintet. Let's count them.
Five.
Flute that sends our soul a shiver. Flute, that slender silver sliver. a place among the set it picks to make a young sextet. That's
Six.
with steely keys that softly click, its breezy notes so darkly slick. A sleek, black, woody clarinet is number 7. Now, septet. Gleeful, bleeding, sobbing, pleading, through its throbbing double reading. Oboe, please don't hesitate. Come, make it an octet. That's
Eighth.
that lazy clown, the big bassoon. He plays low down. We're laughing soon. You're grumpy. Get your place in line and give us a nonette. That's
9.
the harp descends with angel's wings, a heaven's blend through magic strings. And when it joins the others, then behold, a chamber group of
10.
The orchestra comes in the hall. They're on the stage. We see them all. The cello, harp, and clarinet. The trumpet, whom we've also met. The oboe, flute, and big bassoon, all eager to get started soon. Trombone, French horn, and violin, all poised and ready. Now, begin. The strings all soar, the reeds implore, the brasses roar with notes galore. It's music that we all adore. It's what we go to concerts for. The minutes fly, the music ends. And so, goodbye to our new friends. But when they've bowed and left the floor, if we clap loud and shout, "Encore!" they may come out and play once more. And that would give us great delight before we say a late good night. The end.
You know, one thing I noticed is that the people in the book look really happy making music.
Music is wonderful because it's so easy to put your feelings into it. And that makes you feel good.
I wonder what I should put my feelings into. I've got to come up with something.
I'm sure you will, Kino. There are many ways. I have to go to rehearsal. Thanks for listening to this story.
Oh, thank you, David.
Thank you, David. Thanks for reading it to us. Bye.
Well, I have a book about a lion who's very happy because he's found something he loves to do.
Oh, good. Maybe that'll give me more ideas about what I should do.
Oh, I'm sure it will. It's called The Lion and the Little Red Bird, and it's by Elisa Clevin. One afternoon, a little red bird saw a lion with a bushy green tail, as green as the forest. The bird had never seen anything so unusual and so pretty. Just looking at it made her happy. "Lion, lion," she said, "why is your tail so green?" The lion didn't understand the bird's language. He thought she was simply chirping. He smiled at her and wandered down to a field of orange flowers. The bird watched him roll and sniff and chase butterflies, then slowly walk west with the setting sun and disappear into a cave. The bird waited on a tree nearby. She wanted to see the lion's green tail again. But the lion did not come out of the cave. So the bird made herself a soft nest and slept through the warm, starry night. In the morning, the lion came out, swishing his tail, which was no longer green, but orange as a flower, orange as a butterfly, orange as the setting sun. "Lion, lion," the bird chirped, astonished. "Why is your tail so orange?" Again, the lion did not understand the bird. He smiled at her and climbed over the hill and up the mountain to a deep blue lake beneath a bright blue sky, where he soaked his tired paws while the bird splashed nearby. At the end of the day, the lion climbed back down the mountain, over the hill, and home to his cave. The bird settled down in the tree, wondering, as the sky darkened, about the lion and his orange tail. But in the morning, the lion's tail was no longer orange. It was blue as the brightest blue sky, blue as the deep mountain lake where he soaked his paws. "Lion, lion," the bird chirped, enchanted. "How did your tail change from orange to blue? Are you a magician?" The lion just smiled and ambled over to a bush full of shiny red berries. They were beautiful berries, but very sour. "Lion," the bird chirped, making a face, "these berries are still too sour to eat. Why don't you pick them when they are ripe?" The lion just smiled, thinking how much he liked the bird's chirping company. All afternoon, the lion picked berries while the bird nibbled sunflower seeds nearby. Once, when the lion stepped on a thorn, the bird pulled it out for him. At sundown, the lion swished his tail goodbye and returned to his cave. The bird settled down in her nest. She wondered what color the lion's tail would be in the morning. She wished he would answer her questions. During the night, a storm came. Thunder crashed and lightning flashed. Rain swept away the bird's nest. Hearing the noise, the lion rushed out and reached up into the tree where the bird crouched, shivering and scared. He lifted her down and carried her into his cave. The cave was warm and colorful. The walls were filled with pictures of green forests, orange flowers, butterflies, sunsets, a bright blue sky, and a deep blue lake. "Lion, lion," the bird chirped, delighted. "How did these pictures get here?" The lion smiled, dipped his tail into a bowl of shiny red berry juice, and painted a picture of the bird chirping on a berry bush. The bird sang while the lion painted. She sang a song without any questions, full of color and joy. The lion had never heard anything so unusual and so pretty. Just listening made him happy. In the morning, the storm was past. The world shone fresh and bright. The lion's tail was berry red, and the little bird knew why. She sang her happiest song and wondered what the lion would paint that night. The end.
I think the lion was happy because he loved to paint, and he put the little bird in his painting.
Yes, his new little friend, huh? What are some of the things that you like to do to express your creativity?
I like to paint.
Yeah.
You paint. What do you paint?
A lot of pictures and masterpieces.
Ooh, masterpieces. How about you, Colin?
I draw like Kino.
You draw pictures of me? Gosh, that's cool.
And how about you, Haley?
Playing the violin.
You play the violin.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Does it go zin, zin, zin?
No.
No?
A little more screechy.
Oh, screechy.
Added tune a lot.
It's out of tune a lot.
Howdy, partners.
Oh, hi, Paul.
Hi, Mr.
How are
Dooley.
you? Oh, did you bring that book we spoke about?
I sure did. Are you ready to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Come on.
Come on, gather around. That's great. Outrageous, Bodacious, Bolivar Boggs by Joe Harper with pictures by Joanne Adinolfi. Now, you know, Bolivar loves to tell tall tales.
Oh, well, you know, making up stories is another way to use your creativity.
Absolutely. When anything went wrong, Bolivar Boggs always had a whopping good excuse. One morning, his teacher, Miss O'Brien, said, "Bolivar Boggs, you are 1 hour late. That is outrageous." Well, Bolivar Boggs said, "Yes, ma'am. You're plumb right about that. What you say is the pure D truth. But this morning, I come up against an exceptional circumstance." The other students in Miss O'Brien's class grinned. "On with the story, Bolivar Boggs," they shouted. "Miss O'Brien," began Bolivar Boggs, "the truth is I left home early because I thought I might be able to give you a hand with some of your classroom chores. I moseyed right along, practicing my multiplication tables. When I got near the thicket where the wild roses grow, my eye fell on an extraordinary sight. On the sidewalk, in front of me, lay 2 humongous snakes, a brown one and a yellow one. The yellow snake reared up and struck the brown one. Then they went at it, rattle and fang. They twisted together like a corkscrew. They whirled like a top. My eyes got in a tangle trying to keep up with them. Suddenly, I realized that I was fixing to be late. It seemed only fitting that I bring a little something in hand to show why I was tardy. I wanted to prove that what I was saying was a dead open fact. So I sneaked up and snatched the yellow's rattler. Then I streaked it. But the yellow snake, he came after me. I knew he could fight like he was part wildcat, but I never expected him to be no competition when it came to speed. He was, though. He was quick as a bullwhip, and his eyes glowed like red campfire coals as he gained on me. I couldn't get clear. There was no help for it. Peace-loving as I am, I was forced to take action. I smacked him. I whacked him. I snicker-snacked him. I tossed him in a loop and rolled him like a hoop. I would have rolled him to school, but he slipped down a drain, and dag-nabbit if I didn't drop the rattle down, too. That's why I'm late. It's the honest truth, just as sure as you're breathing. Miss O'Brien sighed. And the students said, "You're outrageous. You're bodacious. You're whopperiferous, Bolivar Boggs." Bolivar Boggs grinned and clunked to his seat in his cowboy boots. The very next morning, Bolivar Boggs was late again.
Uh-oh.
Miss O'Brien said, "Bolivar Boggs, you are 1 hour late. That is outrageous." Bolivar Boggs said, "Yes, ma'am. You're plumb right about that. What you say is the pure D truth." But I come up against an exceptional circumstance. The students' faces brightened. On with the story, Bolivar Boggs, they shouted. Miss O'Brien, I know how you hate for me to be late, so this morning I turned at the thicket where the wild roses grow and took a shortcut through the woods. I was sniffing the fresh morning air and skipping through the dew when a bear reared up right in front of me. Ma'am, I know disaster when it's staring me in the face. So I turned tail and ran. But the bear grabbed me from behind. I wiggled and twisted, but he stuck as close to me as a turtle to his shell. That bear hugged me like a brother. I mean, I couldn't break loose, and he was squeezing me into pressed ham. That squeeze inspired me with mortal fear, and nothing can give you a dose of super strength the way mortal fear can. I fought that bear like he was my equal, and sometimes I thought I wouldn't make it. He fetched me a blow that knocked all the compassion out of me. That's when I smacked him, I whacked him, I snicker-snacked him. I would have brought him to school, but I knew his teeth would scare the little kids. And that's why I'm late. It's the honest truth, just as sure as you're breathing. Miss O'Brien sighed. And the students said, "You're outrageous! You're bodacious! You're whopperiferous, Bolivar Boggs!" Bolivar Boggs grinned and clunked to his seat in his cowboy boots. The next morning, Bolivar Boggs was late again. Miss O'Brien said, "Bolivar Boggs, you were 1 hour late. That is outrageous." Bolivar Boggs said, "Yes, ma'am, you're plumb right about that. What you say is the pure truth. But this morning, I come up against an exceptional circumstance." Miss O'Brien's class clapped and cheered. "On with the story, Bolivar Boggs." This morning, when I got to the thicket where the wild roses grow, they looked so pretty that they brought you to mind, Miss O'Brien. So I commenced picking you a bouquet. I hadn't hardly got started when I felt something watching me. I didn't know what, and I didn't know where, but I could sense strange eyes. My neck began to prickle, and my skin began to crawl. I looked all around, but there wasn't nothing in sight. Then I heard a rustling. I looked down. Something was twitching on the ground. It was long, it was speckled, it was prickly. I couldn't figure out what it was, but I was bound and determined to find out. So I went tiptoeing to where it led me. Well, I was tiptoeing on a tail, and that tail hooked onto the weirdest critter I ever did see. It had a mane like a lion. It had horns like a bull, and it was standing there smelling the roses. Miss O'Brien, I was bum-fuzzled. Then it come to me that I was heading down the lake trail again. I lit out so fast, I stubbed my toe and dropped your bouquet. And I didn't take time to pick it up. Miss O'Brien sighed. Suddenly, all the students gasped. "Look!" they shouted. Miss O'Brien said, "What an extraordinary circumstance!" And for once, Bolivar Boggs didn't say a word. He was surprised, speechless. The end.
Yeah, on with the story, Bolivar. Bolivar Boggs. Now I know what I'm gonna do to exercise my creativity. Ba-da-ba-da-da-dee-dee-dee.
Oh, what will you do, Kino?
I'm gonna use colors and music to tell a story.
You will? Well, how?
I'm gonna make a video. Bye-bye, Mr. Dooley. See you, everybody.
So long.
Bye.
Okay, bye, Kino.
Bye, Kino.
See you later. Well, these are some books about using your creativity. Seeing Stars, about two little animals who live in a junkyard and build a flying machine for a wonderful adventure. And this one is The Flying Dragon Room, about Patrick, a boy who builds imaginary bubble machines, sailing ships, and friendly dinosaurs. I can't wait to see what Kino comes up with.
Okay, Mom. Just move it a little bit to the side. No, the other way. Yeah, that's right, that way. Keep going, keep going, keep going. A little more. Oh, no, that's too much. Back it up. All right, that's it. Boy, I'm almost done with my movie. I can hardly wait to show it to Lucy.
And a few days later,
Are you ready?
yes,
Okay.
this is so exciting, Kino.
Well, I hope you like it. I had to work really, really hard to make this video. Okay, here we go.
Ooh, In a Bowl, a video by Kino.
Yep. Once there was a box of cereal who said, I am the crunchiest. The milk did not want to hear this, so she said, listen, cereal, I am tired of hearing how great you are. Why don't you just shut your box? The cereal was not happy, so he said, oh, mind your own business, Milky. Well, just when things were getting ugly, in came a hungry girl who poured the cereal in a bowl, added some milk, and started eating. The only sound she heard was crunch, crunch, and slurp, slurp. The end. Oh, and keep a story in your heart. Okay, this will be take 29. Hi, everybody. Hiya. No, I think it'll be 38. 39. Yeah, see, this is cool. The milk can talk just like this. Hi, everybody. Hiya. Oh. Okay, how's this look? Hi, everybody. Hiya. So, okay, watch this. I'm gonna make them both talk at the same time. And cut. Oh, man, that was perfect. Let's do it again.
Today's Storytime books are Zin, 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 a Violin, The Lion and the Little Red Bird, Outrageous, Bodacious Bolivar Boggs, Seeing Stars, and Flying Dragon Room. You can find these and other books at your local library.
Storytime is made possible by a grant from Helen and Peter Bain, so that families everywhere can share the joy of reading with their children. Storytime is a production of KCET Los Angeles.